Hello and welcome to Weaving the Magic. This is Kelly's in a tent camping, and it's the morning of the solar eclipse in Leo, and I have the wherewithal and the free time and space to be able to make a reading. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the chart of today, of the solar eclipse, and then I'm going to do a little tarot reading after that. So this is the astrology portion, and then the tarot video will come after. Or it'll be linked in here. I'll edit them together. The eclipse itself is happening at 20 degrees of Leo. And if you're not familiar with astrology, every sign is in you. Every sign is in your chart. Every sign is in every person's chart. Whether you have planets there or not makes a difference. What part of your chart it's in makes a difference. But just because you're not a Leo doesn't mean this doesn't affect you. And it doesn't mean it will hugely affect you. That really does depend on what is in your chart, where it's located, and all those things. Having an astrologer look at those things with you helps determine what you're seeing. But the point was, every sign has 30 degrees within it. And this eclipse happening at 20 degrees is just past halfway, but not all the way at the end. And what is at the end of Leo, at 29 degrees, at the very last degree of Leo, is the south node. Now, the nodes of the moon, the north node and the south node, are basically like karmic directionals. They're like, what are we, humanity, in the phase of developing right now? These signs that are always opposite, it's always two opposite signs where the nodes reside in. The north node is showing us like, hey, we want to build up these attributes. We want to create more of this in ourselves. We want to embody more of this energy. The north node being right now in Aquarius. The south node is with the eclipse in Leo. The south node being that point that says like, yeah, we've done a lot of this already. We've already amassed a lot of Leo characteristic. We've already learned this, and maybe we've leaned on it so heavily to be a part of who we are, how we function as humans or society, that maybe we've fallen into the shadow aspects of a little bit. Because every sign in the zodiac has the high road and the not so high road. It has the shadow aspects and the light aspects. And when we're talking about Leo, Leo is the lion. And the first things that always come up to me is like the brave, courageous leadership roar. You know, the Simba and the Kion, if you watch The Lion Guard. It's like that lion that can lead leadership. But also, at the same time, it's the cowardly lion from The Wizard of Oz. Because if you don't know your capacity, your capability, if you were bred in captivity, if you had your courage taken from you, what's left there to be as a lion? And it's not that that's all that Leo's about. It's not just about boldness and bravery. It is about heart-centered pride and ego. Not a good or bad thing. When you have heart-centered pride and ego, you're Braveheart. And you say, I'm going to lead these people to do what I think is right. Like, to do what we all think is right because I'm passionate and we need a leader. And that's a high road. However, low road of that exact same Braveheart archetype shows us why the north node in the opposite sign is necessary, why Aquarius is necessary to balance out Leo. Because at what point didn't Braveheart say, like, why are we running into battle to fight and get killed off? Like, isn't there a smarter way that we could do this? Couldn't we design some sort of thing that entraps the other people? Like, couldn't we... Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Aquarius is about thinking outside of the box and not just saying, yes, I love my country, so I'm going to step on the front lines and march into war and get killed. Kind of stupid. I'm sorry. No offense to everyone that's, you know, in the services and stuff. But really, if you think about it, war is the most ridiculously obscene thing that honestly has no reason, logic, or good explanation until you create this stupid society that we live in. And now it kind of makes sense, but it still doesn't. So I'll die on this hill all day long. Die on this hill. I'll go to war for this. This is the hill that I'll die on because it's ridiculous. We have not yet leaned into Aquarius enough to recognize that the passion, the justice, the real good service that our heart is in, there are other ways to do it than just rah. You know what I mean? There's more ways to do it than just blood and guts and passion. Because if you don't strategize, now all your blood and guts and passion is left out on the battlefield. And did your side win? No. So was it worth anything for you to go rushing into battle to fight for that worthy cause? That now the cause is dead because everyone that stood for it is dead on the battlefield? Do you get what I'm saying? Think. We need to think. We need to use our brains. And so this solar eclipse is happening 9 degrees away from where that south node is in Leo. So it's not right on top of it. But the reason I bring this up and I say it so strongly is because, like, look at it. It's right there at the end of Leo, and that's where our 20 degrees solar eclipse is heading to. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's getting there. The moon and the sun will keep traveling through Leo, and it'll hit this solar eclipse right here in the middle because it's trying to show us something here about being in the middle. It's trying to show us temperance, tempering of the heart and the intellect, and saying, yes, be proud, be passionate, because truthfully, there's no reason to live if you're not alive with passion. So don't go so far to the other side of Aquarius where it has to make so much sense and so much reason that you lose all of the passion, that you lose all of the reason why it made sense to begin with to do it. Do you hear what I'm saying? This eclipse is about tempering the passion in you and the intelligence about what's the best way to do this. Because, and again, it's an eclipse. This isn't just a new moon. This isn't just a full moon. This is an eclipse. An eclipse is a point where it makes you notice, hey, what's overriding the other thing? It's a whole blackout, redo, momentary lapse of the sanity, of the reason, of the logic, of the ongoing, of the regularly scheduled programming, okay? And Leo and Aquarius are both two signs that interrupt the regularly scheduled programming. Your heart either gets so sick to fucking death of it that you lead the charge for something new, or your mind, soul, consciousness gets the download of like, whoa, what? I never thought of that before. This whole thing just came through and just, what? I can't believe that makes so much sense and no one's ever thought of that before. That's what the other end of this is. All right, so I rambled a bit about the astrology of today, and it wouldn't be truthful if I didn't add some cards to the message. So I've got my favorite, possibly, deck here, the Infinite Door, and I think that's very fitting for we just had that 8/8 Lionsgate portal, and today feels like the other end. It feels like that was the doorway that you walk into the hallway, and we've been in the hallway for a few days, and now this feels like the doorway walking out the other side. So the Infinite Door tarot just seems so relevant. Can I get a message? Messages. Use me as a channel. Use me as a channel. It's my favorite experience to bring a message. I couldn't have made this up better if I actually tried, if I had thought about it and was like, what would be the perfect card to pull? Oh my gosh, the Tower. I love it so much. I love it. And I don't know if I'm the only one. I don't think so. I can't possibly be the only person that loves this that much. This is it. I mean, this is the end. This is the end. Beautiful friends, the end. I mean, really. The old world is gone. There are visible remnants, reminders, but the old world is gone. That world does not exist anymore. Seriously, the world you were living in just a few years ago is gone. It doesn't exist. I mean, the amount of awareness, the things that we know now, the things that are out in the open now, the hiding that is no longer hidden, and I'm smiling. people have been losing their minds. All the stuff that's come out about, hey, the people that run the world in the last year is like, yeah, clocked that like a decade ago. Could have told you, did tell you, didn't listen. That's okay. And I'm not happy because of that. I'm happy because I know what comes after the tower. Do you know what comes after the tower? The star card comes after the tower. And I will take every damn tower moment. I'll take every single one of them. I will take, hey, the whole ego that you were and the whole world that you built and the safety that you thought and the family that you thought you were going to be a part of forever and the marriage you thought you were going to be a part of forever and the home and the blah, blah, blah. Yeah, all that shit's going away. Sucks, doesn't it? Hurts like a motherfucker, doesn't it? But I have been through this so many times. I can't not embrace it now because this is living. You build up a monument, you build up a tower, a shrine, to the everything you think you are. And then life grows you. And this doesn't fit anymore. And if you stay inside of it, you suffocate. I don't like suffocating. I love breathing freely, clearly, openly. I love a full breath. And that comes with an exhale. This is the exhale. 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 All of the Leo, lion, holding the tribe together, lioness doing all of the fucking hunt for every other person in the pack, the always having to be hard, always having to be, intimidating, or whatever the case is. Let it go, let it die, let it fall. I talked a lot about perspective. Look at this guy's head, like actually in the sand. Maybe it's gone. Maybe it broke off when he fell in the fall. But either way, the point is, there's no head on any shoulders here. And this is so interesting because South Node is Leo, where we've come from. Wait a minute. Yeah, South Node is Leo. North Node is Aquarius. Where we want to go, what we want to develop. And this is like, oh my gosh, a totally different version of like heads buried in the sand. What am I trying to say? Aquarius is awakening. This is a revival of a new perspective. The perspective that we've gotten used to with Leo at a low road is the structure of hyper independence. And that's what's crushing. This is one tower. This isn't even a whole city. This is one tower that's supposed to hold it together for what? How many people? You know what I mean? One tower supposed to hold it all? That's ridiculous. Hyper-independence is the Leo that's so out of right relationship that it's like, I have to be the king and the queen and the hunter and the protector and the pack and all of it. And that's how the brave lion becomes the cowardly lion, because they fucking get burnt out on their own fire of doing too much. Let it burn. Let the hyper-independent, overproductive, I can handle all of it because I'll just squash my own fire so I can be the leadership. I don't know who this specific message is for. It's very quite specific, it feels like, but it's the general gist of like being the one and only hyper-independent leader in your life. And the life that's been created out of you having to be the glue that holds it all together, the leadership to make it happen, the one sweeping every floor and washing every window. It's a tower of self-confinement, of it's me against the world. That's what's falling away right now. That's the tower that's leaving. Can you help me narrow in? Where are we going here? What is this day for? I love it. I love it. Thank you. All right, so this is the Ten of Cups. This is emotional satisfaction, fulfillment. Maybe I was talking to myself. Maybe it was in the recording, because I had done a tarot card thing for myself today too, where I realized how much yang the world is right now. Yang is brittle, dry, burns. Not that it's bad, but when there's too much of it, it's like a whole dead wood, wilderness woods, you know, a whole forest of dead wood that somebody dropped a match in. That's a fucking problem waiting to happen, right? We need yin. We need yin. We need the water. We need the feminine essence. We need the flow. We need the feeling. We need the nurture. We need the joy. We need the embrace and the celebration and the come on, add to it with me. Do you know what I'm saying? We need this. This is two hands holding each other up saying like, yes, when we all have all of our cups filled, there's so much more to pour. This is where we're heading. North Node in Aquarius is meant to take us away from burning ourselves out to make change and start using our fucking heads to do it instead. What are we missing? Water. We're missing the feminine. We're missing vulnerability. We're missing emotional fortitude that's not resilience based on struggle. This is the second time I got this card today. Six of Swords. Again, on the water. We need the water. This is leaving land. This is out adventuring with the emotions. And this is a successful leaving. This is a turning of the wheel. This is a following of the intelligence of the snake in the garden that says, you know you. This garden's too dry for you. Seek water. And so you do. And you go out and you don't overthink it. You pride yourself for successfully having had a thought that was going to change you. That's the Five of Swords. That's the animosity of the combat. Something fighting, gnawing at you. Six of Swords is experiencing the mental peace. Being in a balanced state of, yes, I left what I know and that's uncomfortable. And also I'm headed towards the unknown, which I'm going to make comfortable because I'm bringing me. And I know how to love myself. So whatever comes next is going to be what I need it to be, what I want it to be. That's why I left. And I'm so at peace with what came before and drove me to the change and where I am now. And the fact that what is coming or what I'm moving to hasn't arrived yet. And I'm on my way. Send me on my way. That little rusted root sound. I would like to reach out my hand on a fool's journey. Look at that little dog. That little dog that's like, hey, wait, let me push you. Let me give you a little push. And I don't even think this guy's falling. Look at him. He looks like he's just, he's wearing a mask. It's like he's acting. He's putting on a play. He's miming the fool's journey. That is really interesting. A golden mask on his face. Can you see it? It's a golden mask on his face. It's like, this is saying, choose who you want to be next. And don't get all tripped up about choosing wrong or not getting it all the way right or not having it perfect, because it's just a mask anyways. All of these are masks. I can't take this off. It's real because I'm a human. But also this humanity is a mask. I'm you. I'm all of this. I'm just playing at being me. You know, I'm not. It is. It is playing at me. At the same time, it is playing at being you. And neither one of us are incorrect versions. We're just different versions. Because it wants to be everything. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent. And it's happening on pendulum swings. And I feel like this is a pendulum swing towards the good, the great, the yes, the living, the living. We've been down in the dead dumps for so long. This is a swing towards the living. Knight of Swords is about moving forward. Ooh, look at this. With our Leo passion intact. With our yin, the water moving us. I know I don't have it all figured out, and I'm totally cool with not having it all figured out because it won't be all figured out because it's so much larger than my capacity to actually figure it out. So I'm going to stop priding myself on having it all figured out because it's impossible, and I'm just going to ride my passionate emotions through any open doorway that I feel like moving through. And if it's not open, I'll find another one. I'll make another one. The whole thing's a damn hallway full of doors. I'll just keep trying doors until I find the one that works for me. This is awesome. What's on the bottom of this deck? Just out of curiosity. Did I put it away? Where did I put it? It doesn't want me to know. Yeah, it does. 3 of Swords. Growing flowers. Honor whatever wounded you today. So much so, though, let me start that again. I hope that today you honor whatever has made you, forced you, dragged you, shoved you, tumbling down into the darkness. I hope you get up from your knees and you look at it in the face and you appreciate that is an animation, that's an experience coming from the divine that saw you in a shell, in a tower, in a box, in a cage that was entirely too small for you. And it tried to coax you out with little cookies and treats. And it tried to coax you out. And it tried to tip you on your side and slide you out. And if we don't take all of those little nudges and little gentle hints and things, and maybe we don't get them, maybe our path is made just for the tipping and the dragging and the sliding and the shit. Sometimes it feels that way to me too. And then I remember that, no, I do notice those little intuitive nudges sometimes that try to give me the easier, softer way. But ultimately, it loves me so much that if I don't take the easier, softer way, it's going to fucking shove me on my ass. I appreciate today being on my ass. This card had come out for me earlier. Inanna. This is the descent. She is walking down the steps to hell, voluntarily and involuntarily, voluntarily and not, stripped of everything she was all of her royalty, all of herself, all of her sovereignty, doesn't even remember who the fuck she is by the time she gets to where she was going, barely has any remembrance of why she went anyways. And when she comes back up, there's hell to pay. For anything that was inconsiderate of her. No, you go take my place in hell. If you know the story, you know the story. If you don't, I'm not going to divulge. You go look it up. Go look up Inanna. The descent into the madness is the thing that paves the way for our ascent into clarity, into enlightenment, into being light. Even though I know that my being contains a stairway into darkness, I can descend into myself just as much as I can ascend into myself. This is tempering. This is the tempering between Leo and Aquarius. This is the note, the access point, the doorway, the message of this solar eclipse. And I'm just jazzed to be alive for it. I'm jazzed to be alive for it, not just surviving. I am wishing you all fulfillment. Not peace, not hope, not a good day, fulfillment. Rip everything out that's in the way and let the fulfillment come. I love you so much.